funny. Oh, I just knocked it. Hello, hey Ann. Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Thank you guys for the heart me's. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm good, Mommy. How are you? Hello. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello, Dawn. Hey, Dawn. Hey, Mercy. Hello, Meryl. How are you? I am doing well. Thank you. Oh, that's good. Hello, Tammy. How are you? Hello. Thank you guys so much for the heart me's. I really do appreciate them. Hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. How are you? Hey, Jessica. Good evening. Thank you, Just-Me. Thank you, Jody. Thank you, thank you. You are Nurse Rara, huh? Hello, main chick. How are you? The baby's so... Oh, you know what? Actually, you guys, you know what? I'm going to show you the baby if you don't mind because I need to show her off. Haley! Can I have her for 1 second? Can I have her for a second? She's been so fussy today, though. She's getting used to the... We had to change her formula. No, I haven't, Sandra. Not yet, I haven't. Apparently, I missed something. Hey, Historic. How are you? You can walk over here. They can't see if you go towards the corner. She doesn't want to be on. That's okay. All right, just for a second. I just want to show her off. Grandma wants to show her off. Hold on. Oh. Look at her. This is Leilani. Hello. Say hello. Oh. Oh, she's cranky. She wants mama. You okay? Oh. She's new. She is. She's a little pumpkin. All right, you want to go back to mama? All right. Go ahead. Just needed to show her off a minute. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kazoo. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Yes, I know. She's a little fussy today. My daughter had to change her formula, and so I don't know that she's liking it, but we had to. But thank you so much, Meryl. I do. I love her so much. She is, man. She's spoiled rotten already. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you so much. So now, I'm sorry, guys, to get back to what we were talking about, somebody, she posted 10 minutes ago. Oh, you know what? I'll get there. I haven't gotten there yet, but I'll get there. Man, I can't even keep up with her. Thank you, Sandra. I appreciate it. But yeah, I can't keep up with her. So y'all, she's off parole today. Of course it is. Of course it is. It's just, I haven't. Okay, you know what? You guys are going to make me... I'm going to watch it on my computer. Oh, I can't because I have it blocked. Yo, can somebody email me? And we'll watch it? That's so funny. Is it sickening? Oh, that's our care. I know. Aw, thank you, 2017. Yes, thank you, Pink. I appreciate that. Yes, guys, while Pink's going to get that... Hey, Hollow Mom. Thank you so much for being here. It's a post, a pic. Okay. Yes. Hello. Thank you, guys. In the meantime, guys, everyone's saying they haven't been notified of the lives, so y'all share this out if you can do me that favor, please. I appreciate it. Hello. Hey, Mom Mac. Thank you, and thank you for the heart me's, guys. I really do appreciate those. I always keep the goal of 100. You know, it helps me get pushed out there, and so I really do appreciate that. And you know, guys, the only thing I ask is to tap the hell out of the screen. Hit me in the forehead, flick me if you have to. Right in the nose, I appreciate it. Look, okay, first of all, somebody's requesting to come up, and I'm trying to use my computer mouse to, and I couldn't understand why I couldn't pull them up. Hey,
What's up?
what's up? What's going on?
I don't know. I just saw you were live. What's the topic of discussion?
She's off parole today, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I just did a live about it
Man,
myself.
did you? Oh, I gotta go check it out.
Notify the
Man,
public, lock your doors.
right? Oh gosh, what do you think? What do you think is gonna happen? What do you foresee happening?
Well, I'm going to be very careful with how I use my words because this is TikTok and I don't want to get your channel in any type of trouble. I think it's
Thank
going to
you.
be I think it's going to be interesting seeing what happens when somebody such as Gypsy Rose funnels a bunch of alcohol on Bourbon Street and is let loose on the public. I'm here for it.
Now, I agree. While I don't want her to go out and be reckless, and I'm not wishing she hurt anybody or be a
Well,
fool or whatever, are we expecting it? Let's be real. Yeah, we are. Um, But you know what's really wild to me? She's going to go out there. She stated she was going to go drinking. Isn't that kind of wild behavior for somebody who claimed to be an addict,
yeah. Well,
right?
that, and it's also funny that she's trying to gaslight us into thinking this is the first time she's ever had alcohol. I mean, she was at the
Right.
Post Malone concert. We saw her, getting the Metropolitan, and we saw her at Jazz Fest where she seemed very clearly intoxicated. She's full of crap if she really expects any of us to believe this is her first time trying alcohol, but that's Gypsy's MO. It's always a first, a first, a first.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I just feel like for someone who claims to have had an issue with, the pills,
Hmm.
she was popping perks and now you're going to go out and get drunk on Bourbon Street.
Well, yeah, it's almost
I,
like, I mean, also you have here somebody who is a convicted murderer who is saying that they're binge watching Dexter. You know, you
man,
would,
not Dexter.
I know why. Listen, I got mad when she was going to a Pearl Jam concert because those that don't know, my profile photo is off of one of my favorite albums of theirs. But, I was mad about that. But now you're talking about Dexter. I'm like, oh, please don't ruin that show for me. Just,
I know. I know. I'm a fan of Dexter. I watch Dexter. I like the show. However, I'm not a murderer. And so for me to sit there and
yeah.
say about Dexter, it's like entertainment. But for her, I feel like it's study time. Like
No, I know because if you watch the show, which I'm sure most people have, pretty much every episode there's somebody that ends up on his table that he puts a knife through. So you would think somebody with her said history or said trauma would be triggered by that, but of course she's not.
yeah, yeah. It's man, I don't know. I just feel like you don't tell even if you're home watching Dexter, you don't tell people you're home watching Dexter if you're
Right.
convicted.
Which is what's
And
crazy,
also,
Ivory. Because she said in that little clip to whoever she was talking, or I think it was a live stream, and she even acknowledged and said, "This is gonna sound bad." She prefaced it with that, and then she says, "I'm watching Dexter," so she knows it's not gonna be, viewed in a favorable light that she volunteers that information, yet she goes ahead and does it anyway.
yeah. You know what? I question even more. Number one, who sleeps next to a convicted murderer, someone who killed their mother? But who sleeps next to the convicted murderer who binge watches Dexter at night?
Well, fortunately for Ken, he doesn't sleep next to Gypsy at night,
Oh,
but
all right. Well, I guess in the next bedroom, you're right.
yeah, he doesn't like the tush to tush action,
That's the truth. But I'm just saying, who lives in a house with somebody who does that? Like, that's a whole red flag for the entire family. What is happening?
Ivory, did you see the internet sleuths did their thing and they saw Gypsy's little I guess it was a video she uploaded where she was, as always, it's a calculated clapback at haters where she was trying to prove to people that her and Ken sleep in the same room, and she did that little video tour. People saw that there was this book
I
but
saw
on the nights, okay, so you know where I'm going with this, and
romantic.
people did their thing. And it's called, what's the book called? It's 101 ways to be romantic or
In the
something.
bedroom or something. Yeah.
She bought Ken a book giving him instructions on how to be romantic.
Listen, I don't know that a book is going to help him attracted to her. I mean, that's the
No.
problem, Gypsy. Like, come on, it's not. Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
But
You
it was.
can't put a square peg in a round hole.
You gotta wonder, was done on purpose?
Yeah. Well,
Like
yeah.
that was done on purpose. Like, come on. But
And when you
again,
know her full history and the full scope, and you have, perspective on all of this, it's like, and you just know how Gypsy operates. It's just funny because it's like Ken is, she was her obsession, her fascination, her fixation, what she desired, and he does not give her anything in return, and that's why she's been talking to Ryan this whole time behind the scenes because he fills the void that Ken doesn't. But here she is, like, yeah, trying to give him step by step instructions on how to woo her woohoo.
yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know. That's a hot mess. So, how long do you think that Ken and Dixie are going to keep putting on this facade that they're together?
I didn't hear you.
How long do you think that Ken and Gypsy are going to keep putting on this facade that they're in some kind
Oh,
of romantic
as long as Ken, NDA Ken, as I now refer to him, that's his name, NDA Ken. He's going to hang on for dear life because he really doesn't have any other options. He can't pull a Ryan. He can't dip out. He can't capitalize off of, that short-term monetary gain that Ryan did, which I think is now drying up for him big time. But I mean, where else is he going to go? Like, what's he gonna do? He's also, and there's also a part of him that wants to prove the haters wrong. That's the other thing. He's like, I'm just gonna prove people wrong, and but I don't know. I really don't care. It doesn't
yeah,
matter. It's all fake. It's all for show. It's not realistic.
that's what I really want people to see is that, again, just like everything else, it's all part of their fake story. It's all part of this narrative that they put out there. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Nothing that these people say is ever for real. It's never real life. It's never genuine.
No.
It's never, you know what I mean? And that, by the way, Gypsy, is why you can't be a creator. There's nothing about you
Right.
genuine. You're trying to be a mommy vlogger. Nobody can relate to you because, well, you're just not real. And so, yeah.
Did you watch her interview with any of that with Tori Spelling?
So, yes, I couldn't watch the entire 33 minutes. I can't. Like, I need to do it in small doses. I did skim through it a little bit to listen to see what they were talking about.
Yeah.
The one part that I caught was
Mhm.
now all of a sudden,
Uh-huh.
right? Dee Dee was hearing voices and seeing figures.
That. Yeah. Well,
Like,
and Ivory, that stuck out to me because to piggyback off of that, she also went on to say that, Gypsy's very good at just giving therapy speak, like these talking points that she's rehearsed a million times and, you know, just these generic phrases. She's very good at that. And she was like, the system failed my mother just as much as the system failed me. And then she elaborates on that by trying to say that when they moved, I guess after Katrina, and they moved to, what was it, Missouri, she was like, my mother stopped going to the doctor and stopped getting care and stopped taking her medicine. And therefore, she's trying to say the system failed her mother because why? Dee Dee stopped going to the freaking doctor? That makes no sense. It makes no sense what you're trying to say. You're just trying to give these grandiose type of statements, these little clickbait little things that she does. But then the other thing that stood out to me was she was talking about, well, Tori Spelling brought up her rhinoplasty, her nose job, and said that this is when I knew that Tori Spelling was just lying and gaslighting her because she said, I thought your nose looked great before the nose job. Like, come on, really? All right, are you really just kissing her butt that much? Stop the cap, stop the cap. But Gypsy then goes on to say that she was like, yeah, I was always bullied growing up because of my nose. And Tori interjected.
Who were you around that you were being bullied by?
Exactly. And Tori interjected and said, wait a minute, who? You didn't see anybody. And Gypsy had to think on her feet. She's not used to a curveball like that. It was really glorious if you watch it and go back in real time, and she had to think on her feet. And she said,
now I want to watch it.
yeah. And she said, oh, well, no, it was my mom. my mom made fun of my nose. She was like, yeah, my mom used to make fun of my nose, and she used to call me Thunder Thighs. She said that Dee Dee called her Thunder Thighs. Now, any of us that have seen Gypsy, she was, what, 85 pounds soaking wet. Give me a break. So I mean, it's just never a failed or missed opportunity to, it's every interview. There's a new detail and an exaggerated claim. This something we've never heard. The truth never changes, but Gypsy always lies.
Yep. Yes, she did it. I did not hear that part, but now I'm intrigued, and now I have to go watch it. I mean,
Yeah, it was towards the end of it. It was the one thing that stood out to me. I don't know that I heard all of it. I tuned in about halfway, but yeah, I mean, she said that. I mean, yeah, she was talking about being bullied and
bullying about her looks, and then when questioned, first of all, I'm not a Tori Spelling fan. I don't really like her. However, kudos to her for throwing that. I like it.
Well, Tori Spelling lives in an RV. Tori Spelling lives in an RV. She's a failed actress. She's a nepo baby whose family has completely cut her off. Like she's not. I mean, she's got with somebody who was married. I don't know. She's got her own baggage. I don't really care, but
that's something her and Gypsy have in common. Is messed up relationships, right?
Yeah.
Cheating and the scandals and the affairs. And let me tell you, when somebody hands you a first generation last name like Spelling and you still can't do anybody, there's just, come on.
Literally lives in an RV. Lives in an RV. Like, which nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, like, her life has not turned out very well.
But you're walking around like you're some A-list celebrity sitting here, and again, trying to get clout off of Gypsy Rose, which is sad in and of itself. Like,
yeah,
they're both using each other for clout. Neither one of them has.
Exactly.
Make that make sense.
I love it personally.
Everybody wants you to look at that new post. I looked at it and I
What
saved
post?
it.
What
and
happened?
oh my God, she just posted about Nick Godejohn.
Are you serious?
And it's diabolical.
What?
It is awful. Please.
I'm blocked, so I can't see it. So
I had to go into a burner and grab it because she blocked me too.
I don't have any burners. I'm too lazy to remember passwords.
Somebody email it to me, please.
I sent it to you, Ivory. Look in the chat.
Bro, I want to see this.
Oh, I can't get to the chat through my computer, remember?
Oh, man.
What did she say? Sum it up.
I'll put it in a Dropbox and I'll send it to you.
Thank you.
Okay. Wow. So today is okay. She's going after Nick today.
Gypsy's been gypsying today, though.
Myra said she has it, y'all.
Who has it?
Myra has it. Can we get her up here?
Oh, did she request?
Myra!
Yeah, have Myra request.
There you are.
Hi, Ivory.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. So the post.
I got the post and I'm going to read it. So it's really, really disgusting. She did share the emails between Nick and Dawn.
Oh,
thanks to the help of Fancy.
Wait, Fancy sent it to her, or she's just, or I guess it's just something that she had.
Fancy has those emails. I'm pretty sure she must have done something with them at some point. She shared the entirety, like the screenshots. Now,
Dawn is the person that tried to infiltrate, correct? Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
And so why in the heck is Gypsy? Okay, let's just get, I'm waiting to hear what this is.
And she posted domestic violence phone number at the end of the video.
Oh boy. Yeah. Extreme. Okay.
Okay, so, and it's really disgusting because she also posted a screenshot of the case. So I'm going to read this so everybody listens to this. To everyone who has supported me, stood by me, believed in me, and lifted me up, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Your love has meant more than words can say. And to the ones who said I'd fail, who said She's gonna go back to prison. I swore I wouldn't make it past day one. Thank you too, because you lit a fire in me. You gave me the drive to prove you wrong. And guess what? I did. Against the odds, against the noise, I stood strong, I stayed true. I kept pushing forward, and now I'm just getting started. But you said I'd fall, but instead I'm rising. I'm about to show you what living my best life really looks like. And all you
ChatGPT
can do
special.
now is watch me.
ChatGPT special.
Repeat the last sentence. I didn't get the last sentence.
So the last sentence was, and all you get to do is watch me.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So then she goes on to say, Nicholas P. Godejohn has a disturbing pattern targeting vulnerable women with past trauma and pulling them into his
Wow.
Dude, she's been waiting for the day to get off parole to pull this shit.
Yes, to do
She's
this.
been waiting.
To do this. Yes,
Wow.
to do this.
What a sicko.
Yeah. He presents himself as a dominant figure, seeking control and obedience, manipulating these women under the guise of love and loyalty.
Oh, hell fucking no. Come on now. Come on.
I know.
She posted this on what, TikTok?
And
Oh,
this is
yeah.
on TikTok. These messages are between Nicholas and a woman named Dawn, his
Oh, my.
prison pen pal turned then girlfriend. She was the first.
Why
in
don't
his
we all tell everybody, Gypsy, who Dawn is?
Right? Right?
She
You mean
says,
the people, and we all assume that this is, that she was involved in some way with this Dawn person. She was involved.
Yes.
She, or at the very least,
Yes.
she was aware of the
Absolutely.
Dawn situation, as was Christy. So,
Yes.
yes,
Absolutely. So,
it goes.
sorry.
I'm going to finish reading this because this is going to get crazy.
I'm going to try.
She was the first in a string of women he tried to trap in the same toxic cycle. Now, instead of Victor and his dark dual personality, he goes by the alter persona of Nikolai, commanding level of fear in the eyes of his lovers.
Jeez.
Thankfully, like the others who came after her, Dawn eventually found the strength to walk away to save herself before she lost her identity, like I once did. This isn't new behavior. It existed before me and it continued after me. He is a man on a relentless search for his perfect submissive someone to carry out his dark
Oh,
desires,
wow.
he's in
Even from
prison. What are
behind
you
bars.
talking about?
even from behind bars.
Oh,
But the truth is, more and more women are seen through the mask and choosing to escape. They're not his victims. They're survivors.
damn.
Oh, come on!
Damn.
Come on!
Damn.
With
Gypsy
Dawn's
went all in, bro.
With Dawn's permission, I'm able to share these prison messages to give further insight into understanding the disturbing cycle of Nicholas' toxic relationships and bring awareness to domestic violence situations.
Domestic.
One is too familiar. Please pause to read carefully the following messages. She shared about 4 emails, and then she put a screenshot of this FOIA where she highlighted Godejohn said it made him feel good as he was jabbing her and said he would do it again.
Yes.
And then from there, she ends up saying, justice was served and so was my time. My continued prayers go out to the Petrie family. I am deeply remorseful for the pain and heartbreak my actions have caused them. I recognize that nothing I can do the trauma or bring Dee Dee back, but from the depths of my heart, I will continue to express my sincerest apologies to them now and always. Gypsy Blanchard.
So she's trying to, first and foremost, she's pushing this domestic violence thing
Yes.
about a man that she never even had a domestic relationship with, lived in another state. Also,
Right.
this guy never had any other domestic issues with anybody else prior to his arrest. And
Right.
you're just trying to talk crap about a man at this point with an infiltrator that you put in his camp to try to get him to say horrible things, and you're using her as the shining example of, how he treats women and talking about victims that he's left behind. I don't even know where to begin.
But it's funny that she ends her post with #MyVoice, National Domestic Violence Hotline. Nicholas is in prison. How would he do that to a woman from the prison walls?
Exactly. No, it's disgusting. And she does this this is what she's been harboring. This is what has been pent up in her. This is what she's been waiting on to do the day.
They said read the beginning. There's more. The chat said read the beginning.
Oh, right. There is more. So in another part, where she says, I've taken accountability and now I've taken back my life. When I accepted my sentence, I accepted the weight of my choices. I served my time. That was my accountability, and I've carried for it for years. I don't owe the past anything more. As for Nicholas Godejohn, he is a deeply disturbed man, but he also knew the difference between right and wrong. Regardless of my role in of unintentional manipulation, this type of manipulation isn't rooted in malice. It's often a reflection of past trauma, fear of abandonment, or lack of emotional tools. The key difference is intent. The person is not trying to deceive or control, but behavior still affects others and requires self-awareness and growth to correct.
Did she say, I'm sorry, I choked on lemonade. Did she say unintentional manipulation?
Yes, she did.
Wow.
That's wild.
And what's even wild, because now little miss, she knows what autism is, and I have a child in the spectrum.
I do too. So what is she going to, a little autistic buttercup again? Is that what she's going to say?
Oh, well, wait till you hear this one. Nicholas made the decision to move forward with that night. That was his choice. God. And he is not exempt from the consequences of that choice. His diagnosis of autism Asperger's does not excuse what he did. Mental health is complex, but accountability matters, and no one is above the law. His fate was decided by a panel of judges, prosecutors, lawyers, and 12 jury members who reviewed the same evidence circulating online. His efforts of appeals have all been unsuccessful, each court agreeing with the original conviction.
She's a legit fucking demon. Sorry for the cursing. I shouldn't have said
that. Well, I don't even know where to stand. I don't even know where to start to take this down.
And then it goes on to say, I will not carry actions on my shoulders any longer. I've taken responsibility for mine. This next chapter is one of healing, of growth, of reclaiming my life. This is freedom and moving forward with clarity, peace, and self-forgiveness. The justice system has decided this case is closed. This is justice for Dee Dee as well as for myself, who the system failed all my life. Now, let's not get in there because, girl, you think those FOIAs and those supplemental reports do lie about your involvement in this crime. The system did not fail you. Let's say your family failed you. Your family failed you, Gypsy. Because if you knew that you were abused, they could have done something about it. And none of them did anything. None of them did.
I did send you the video via Dropbox as well.
Yes, I see it. Thank you.
So if little miss, I did this and planned for this, gets away with this, why can't he get a fair chance in life?
Well, that's why she did this. He's trying to get his new trial federally, and this is her first day. She's hot off parole. Yeah. She wasted no time. Nope. She probably hit the bottle already, and now she's talking out her ass again.
She is. Yeah, this is just the beginning. I mean, this shows you, this is such an insight into her psychopathic mind that she was holding this in. This was the first thing she wanted to do, guys. And no grace, no humility, no remorse, no accountability. Like, the list goes on and on and on. This is so depraved. I can't imagine any, like, first and foremost, you shouldn't even be celebrating getting off of parole.
Did she say something about autism too?
She did.
She did.
She did.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
How dare?
I can tell you, like, my son, he's in the mild spectrum, but he can be manipulated. he can be influenced. And I'm a mom. I have to always check on him and constantly make sure, monitor his, his cell phone usage. Whenever he's playing on his tablet or he's playing video games, I have to monitor him because I know there's people out there that are capable of, reaching out to him and manipulating him or getting him into something.
It's not even about you don't even necessarily have to be autistic to be influenced by this creature. We're seeing the 16-year-old girl minor that's having her issues here on TikTok that Gypsy is reaching out to and having an influence on and reposting her and making her go viral. She's already had a welfare check done on her because she, threatened what she threatened. She is a horrible influence across the board on everybody. You don't even have to be, on the spectrum. You could just be an impressionable young child that sees somebody like Gypsy that gets all this monetary gain and fame and attention for doing something as deplorable as she did, and they don't understand the facts behind this case. They don't understand that Gypsy is a monster. She is a literal monster.
A lot of the evidence shows the manipulation behind all of this. The text messages. She left a paper trail, by the way, on her Nicholas Bellerose Facebook account, letting everybody know when she was leaving the state and got into Wisconsin. It was that disgusting. She already had it figured out.
I was expecting some drunken videos or something today. I was not expecting this.
Oh, it's coming.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this though. This is going to really come back to bite her so hard, as everything always does. This is not going to go over well, and nor should it. But just keep digging your grave, Gypsy. Just keep digging it.
Absolutely.
I don't understand. I don't know where to start to break this down. I don't even know where to start to break this down.
It's a lot.
It's disgusting, and it just shows you, like, okay, that girl, for example, that wanted to do the same thing to her parents that Gypsy did. Why couldn't Gypsy make a statement like, hey, do not follow in my footsteps. Let's get you some help. But instead, she reposted like what she did was right. That just shows you as well. Instead of being like, hey, don't take those steps that I did. You do not want to end up incarcerated because you're not going to get that plea deal that I got.
That's what she should have said to that girl. She should have done that and said, no, don't take the measures that I did. There's help. There's resources available. She shouldn't have reposted her and DM'd her and, made false promises that I'll always be here for you. Do you know how dangerous that is to a minor child that is looking for guidance or a role model to give a false promise that I'll always be here for you when you're a narcissistic, sociopathic Gypsy Rose? Like, give me a break. Give me a break. Yeah. And also, just don't talk to minors in general. You're fresh off the heels of you and Ken being caught on an app that caters to children where you were caught talking to children. Leave children alone.
You're a predator. You're an internet predator for the vulnerable, whether they're autistic or they're minors. Either way, they're vulnerable. You should not be talking to any of them. Ever.
No. Can you imagine? Oh, I cannot imagine. I mean, my son's 5 years old. He's not on the internet, but oh my God, I can only imagine how angry I would be if I found out this beast was talking to my child.
Well,
thank you guys for the gifts, by the way. Thank you.
After what she said that she would do with her firstborn daughter.
Well, yeah, of course. I know. Yeah.
You don't change after. I'm sorry, you don't change. She was an adult when she said that.
Ivory, the chat said that Gypsy tagged you in her video.
I think she tagged a lot of creators. Is that what you're saying? Good, because I'll give you a response, Gypsy. I will give you the very response you really, really, truly want. I will tell you the truth.
That's a great thing.
Yes.
He's driving people to the truth.
Gypsy, and I'll tag you right back, baby. Just saying.
All she does, you thought she would have learned this with Nina. All she does is drive people towards the truth. I mean, remember when she did this to Nina, call a spade thing? She got Nina famous over. I mean, Nina already had a good following, but she got her like so many more followers overnight. Keep doing that, Gypsy, because it's just going to expose you.
Yeah. Yeah. First of all, you just sat there and admitted whether it was intentional or not, you manipulated Nick into murdering your mother. You just said it, right?
Yeah.
So there's that. So you were both manipulating each other. So you just admitted you manipulated him. So if you were so manipulated, it was a horrible act that he did to you, manipulating you, then it was just as bad what you did to him, right?
This is a man with level 2 autism. I'm gonna sound like Nina here. Was receiving a permanent government check for disability, was not capable of making day-to-day decisions for himself, had an unstable life growing up, way more abuse than Gypsy ever encountered growing up. We know that. And she's trying to portray him as the person that is 100% to blame for this. The man that she manipulated for over 2 years into doing this. The man that begged her, asked her to just run away with him. Let's not do this, anything else other than this. But this is what she's doing first day off of parole, is trying to, again, gaslight the public into believing the fake narrative. This is a new narrative, though, because, to be honest, you would think that she would have stuck with Nick being her hero. That's where really the problem comes in with her.
You know what's interesting?
The problem is when Nick gets more attention from everybody, because we know who the actual victim is, it's him. And that's what upsets her. That's why she had to go so hard at Nick.
100.
Not because it's because he got the attention, because we all saw what she did to him.
And how do you guys think she's gonna be when as Aurora starts getting older and starts getting all of the attention? I mean, we see how she is when other people get the attention she feels that she deserves. This is somebody that was just on an alt account, a brand new YouTube account, commenting on Morgan Elena's YouTube channel, saying that, and it was Gypsy, and she was saying, I have every right to be jealous of Mia. I mean, this is somebody that literally replicates and mimics photos, like by the frame, that Mia and Andre have taken, guys. Like, I'm talking exact shots. That is creepy. That is creepy. That is
to be her. You're trying to wear her skin and live her life.
Yeah.
So you know what was interesting that I found in the supplemental reports? She wrote a letter to her cousin telling her that she discussed with Mike, her dad, and Christy that she will get financial benefit from sharing her story.
Of course she knew that. Of course that was discussed.
Admitted to that.
There's no doubt in my mind that was the idea the whole time. In fact, you all know what I believe about Christy, right? You all know that there's no way that woman was not in communications with Gypsy, and that she didn't know more about everything that was going on, including Nick, than she's telling people.
Oh, I agree.
Christy, I really think, was the one with the idea of, let's make it all about the money. I really think that it was Christy that came up with, we can make this a payday. Why did you, you came out of prison. You didn't even give yourself time to, like, breathe for a second or, live for a minute. You came out with cameras shining on your face. You walked out that prison gate, smiling for the cameras, and that very night crying that, oh my God, I was so overwhelmed. Everybody was just coming at me with cameras. Bitch, you called them there. That was all you and Christy's doing. That was all Christy's doing while you were in prison behind bars. Y'all think that people don't know what you two did? Yeah, you're just upset because you know we're getting closer and we're going to put it all out there. Just saying. That's why people are pissed.
Oh, Gypsy.
You know what they did. Mm-hmm.
First it's Ryan, now it's Nick. Defaming him.
Yeah, this is.
And then she talks about how she took accountability. When? Just because you admitted you took a plea deal and you had to sit before a parole board and tell them you know what you did. And yes, I did commit murder. When you came out talking about, I don't identify as a murderer, tell me how you took accountability for anything. All you did was tell us all that you lied to the parole board to get your ass out.
Yeah, empty words. And from what we have heard, when she went up for her parole hearing, before she was let out, she really didn't take accountability. It was just her, moaning about, her said fictionalized abuse that was created by Mike Stanfield. It's. But this is Gypsy never fails to surprise me, but I didn't expect her to go there today, but good for her.
You know who took accountability? Nick took accountability. Nick
Yeah.
took accountability for what he did and responsibility, his portion of the responsibility for what he did when it wasn't going to benefit him at all. He took it because he knew he did it, and that's what taking accountability is. Not saying, yeah, I know I did something wrong just because it benefits you. He did it when it didn't benefit him.
Exactly, Ivory. And also, as you know, as we've, those that know this case, after the fact, when they got to the hotel, we all know Gypsy was giddy as, a munchkin on helium in a hotel room. But, she was having fun. But we now know that, Nick was very upset. He was very distraught. And she said that was her trying to cheer him up and lift his spirits. Like, he's the only person that felt any guilt, remorse, or shame about what had just transpired. And then Gypsy goes on to tell him how great of a mom Dee Dee was, which he has said in interviews. Can
you imagine that? Can you imagine telling him what a great mom she was after the man just murdered her for you?
I know.
What a horrible mom she was?
Right.
Tell me again about manipulation there, Gypsy. I'm sorry, what? I didn't hear you loud and clear. What? Who manipulated who?
And as somebody else in your chat just pointed out a second ago, too, they said, he also called her a schmurderer. If you've seen that unedited video, he calls her a schmurderer in like a joking type of way.
Yeah, why? Because I believe that she did. She's just as much a murderer. She did it.
Well, of course she is. I'm still 50-50 on whether or not she participated. I know that she was involved more than we know, but...
Oh, I believe. I didn't for the longest time, to be honest with you. I never believed she did any of the jabbings until some more information came out. Now I totally believe that she went back in there after Nick cut himself and was calling his mom in the kitchen, texting his mom. I believe that's when she heard Dee Dee gurgling for help, and she went back in and did the back of that. That's my take on it.
Yeah, there was it was like a culmination of things that led me to get to that. It's a fascinating case because it's just intriguing on so many levels at how a police department can bungle something so bad, how they can let Gypsy off with, who is just, in my opinion, pure freaking evil. And you're burdening society with her out here on us, and she's out here procreating. I mean, what the fuck? Come on.
Archie just made a good point in the chat. Oh, he was the one who wanted to do it. He was the one who wanted to do it. First of all, wasn't Gypsy the one who moved the date up? Right? Gypsy was the one who moved the date up for the murder. Also, Gypsy, at the end of the day, you handed the man the knife at the door.
Yes, she did.
The knife at the door.
There was back and forth because he did say, and it's on the supplemental reports. He did say that Gypsy kept changing her plans, and he wasn't sure what was going to happen. She kept changing them, and this was admitted in one of the messages between him and a friend of his back in 2014. So this is a year before this whole happened. This whole incident happened.
Yeah.
So
Gypsy's text to Nick said, "This shit goes down tonight." She was ready. She wanted to waste no more time.
Exactly.
And remember, she also said, you're doing this for us. She made it clear, only way we can be together is if she is gone. I mean, if you go through the actual text thread and you just see the sheer level of manipulation over a course of a long, drawn-out period of time, there was a podcast that did a really good thing here recently. I forget the name of it. They really went through it all. And it's just this was a one-sided thing. Nick was the one that was being manipulated and coerced by Gypsy. It's not even up for freaking debate.
Yeah. Man,
and for her to do this today, this is what...
Of course,
because Robin chose violence. She literally woke up off parole and decided that she was going to victimize Nick one more fucking time because she found out all this information came out, and he is in the process of appealing the federal fucking court. And so this is how she's reacting immediately.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, Gypsy. You sat there and you wrote this cute little chat GPT AI shit. Yeah. Okay? acting like all of a sudden today you became not a murderer. Like all of a sudden it just walked away and you were no longer a murderer. Like, oh, you said I couldn't last the year. Honey, I still don't. I think you're going to eventually end up back in jail because you're a sadistic murderer. You sat there in this little fantasy of yours and you played it out with your little Dexter mind that you admitted to having, right? And you sat there and you had your mother murdered. That doesn't just go away because parole ended today. You are still a murderer. Deep inside your heart, you were the person that killed your mother, and that doesn't go away because it's June 25th, baby.
And
it stays with you. And eventually, somebody is going to sit there and do something that you don't like, and you're going to do it again, and you're going to plan it again, because that's all you know how to do. That's all you are. You are not an influencer. Well, except a murderer influencer. You are not a mommy vlogger. You're not an actress. You're not a celebrity. You're not a podcaster. You're not Mia. You ain't none of it. Baby, you ain't none of it. The only thing you are and will ever be, call me a bully, call me whatever the fuck you want. I never murdered my mother. You are a murderer.
And also, Ivory, you didn't murder your mother and then have relations next to her, you know what.
With a man who couldn't get his dick up. Let's all be for real.
Yeah. And also...
He didn't want to be there, Gypsy. You were the one who got off. You were the one who got all juicy because you killed your mother. You did. Your juice was on the bed.
The thing is that Gypsy wants everybody to still live with, you know, the narrative that was in place when she got out of prison, because she did have it pretty good at that point. People hadn't really done their due diligence. They hadn't looked into her case, and the medical files had not been released on her. So she really thinks that we should all just go back to all of that, excuse all of her horrendous, disgusting, pure evil actions or decisions that she's made since she's been out, and just go back to that. She's like, guys, remember, you guys used to like me. Just forget all that other stuff you learned about me. Let's go back to that. That's what she thinks.
Yeah.
And her whole defense, her whole fake, like, it's all been debunked. All of it. Fucking all. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cuss, but.
Hold on. I honestly do not understand why the fuck. Who gave her the right to share those emails? That's Nick's privacy as well, which she violated.
Because she doesn't have any boundaries. She has no boundaries. Look at her. She ain't got no boundaries. She shared her. Look what she did to Ryan. Oh, because our messages, our relationship is so sacred, Ryan. Except when I want to make you look dirty and I want to sit there and be a little bitch. That's except for that. Because I'm Gypsy Rose and I know no boundaries. Boundaries don't apply to her. That's the problem. That's the problem. She did it with Ryan. She did it with everybody. Ken, watch your back, baby. Next time it'll be 18. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, she's literally crazy. I mean, this is somebody that was like a week removed from cyberbullying her ex-husband and decides that she's going to make a video speaking out against cyberbullying. She's a psycho. And then what was it? You look at her fitness guru, that little short-lived adventure. You know, she was on a live the week prior and somebody said, "What's your workout routine?" "I don't have one." Following week, "Come and work out with me." What the fuck?
Dude, I laughed at that because
she squatted once and called it a fucking workout. And now all of a sudden, I can't.
Oh my God, I don't know what it is with this lady, but man, she pisses people off and it's going to continue. It's going to continue. She's not going to stop right there. She's going to continue.
She makes me angry because I did my time. No, bitch, you didn't.
No,
Nick is doing your time. Nick is doing your time. If you were any kind of civilized human being, which we know you ain't, right? But if you were, you would sit there and see how bad you screwed him over, how bad the entire system screwed him over. And I personally think you should have both been strapped to a chair. My honest opinion, I've said it since day one. I think both of you should have sat there and got at least life in prison for what you did. However, justice failed Nick. Justice failed Nick and was too nice to you. That tilted way too far in your favor, baby. He got a fair trial, and you literally, it was wiped clean because Dan Patterson did not want anything looked into because his organization was starting. With all the same people heading his organization, Gypsy, that had to do with you and your mom and all those organizations. So let's all be real and let's talk about it, Gypsy. Dan
She got
Shanker, Mike Stansfield.
She got lucky.
Melissa Moore. She got a
lucky.
lottery ticket. She got a lottery ticket. You know, she hit a lottery ticket. But the funny thing is, Ivory, is that, you know, we talk about Nick doing his time. We talk about the time that Gypsy didn't do. I just want to reassure everybody so they know one thing. NDA Ken is doing his time right now. He's serving life with Gypsy, so that's hilarious as shit.
Well, there's that. But yeah. And let's be
To even speak on him is disgusting at all. No matter what. She shouldn't even speak on him.
And let's sit here and talk about this life you're gonna go live with your daddy. The one who is, if we all listen to your story, Gypsy, is equally as responsible for what happened to you, if it really did happen, as your mother, right? That dad who gets the second chance with Aurora. How come Dee Dee doesn't get a second chance? Because he did you just as fucking dirty, and so did Christy. They both did you just as dirty, if not, with the lies. Dude, we're catching them in their own lies, their own contradictions to the stories they put out there in these interviews. He is just as responsible. Honey, he left you and never turned fucking back until he can make money off of you. I'm sorry. Yeah. I know you think that I want a daddy that loves me, honey. He never loved you. He still don't.
No, you're having to plant books on how to get him interested in you by his bedside. I would say that is a failed relationship. I mean, Gypsy, if you guys are late to the chat, she bought Ken a book and put it by his bedside. It's like 100 Ways to Be Romantic or something. And
do not lecture a man on how to do it. I'm sorry.
You want to talk about Ken? Let's talk about Ken. Ken, she don't like you. She always, all of her issues stem from the fact that daddy abandoned her and never looked back. Let me tell you, why do you think she picked a man that looks just like her fucking father? So the next time,
same bald spot and everything, y'all.
Cheeks touch, okay?
He's a bit bloated, but it's close.
You can. She sees her daddy. I'm just saying. Take that one.
He's like a bloated Temu version of Rod, but yeah, you know, skinny legs. Ken.
That's exactly it.
Skinny legs.
Why else does she want Ken so bad? It's not for his intelligence. It's not for anything he has to offer. His money, his ability to have good conversation. None of that. I mean,
it's for him to wear the wigs. He's wearing the wigs.
It's either the fact that he looks like just like her father,
pillows.
Who she had issues with, and he wears wigs. So there's that.
He bites the pillow, and you know he's flexible, and they both are, you know, they like to talk to the younger demographic. They have a lot in common. And
he knows how to yank a dog chain, so there's that too.
Yeah, I mean, but you know the thing is, I think she's probably gonna try to get back with old Danny boy at some point if she's not already. You know how Gypsy is with people that reject her.
That man was like 50 10 years ago. Is he still kicking? How old is that man?
I don't know, but he rejected her, and we know that she doesn't handle that well.
Well, there's that.
So what's on her story? The chat was saying something else is in her story.
Does she do another stupid thing?
Between email, I think between Dawn and him, she posted.
Is she already drunk?
Like, that's what I'm saying, bro.
Can somebody take a screenshot? Does anybody have a screenshot of the stories so we can show them? If I put you in the big box, can we do that?
Sam, do you have it?
My computer does not, for some reason.
I can go get it. Unless somebody wants to email. Somebody in the chat said they had it. If they want to email it to ivoryroseknows@gmail.com.
Let me assure you, Gypsy, you don't want to be accurate still. Because then don't cry when I come after you and act you back and then act like I'm the fucking
right.
Just saying.
But she's already.
You took a whole fucking knife to your mother's back. You ain't ever gonna fucking sit there and call anybody else a bully. Definitely not me. Just saying. I can't. I get heated. This chick irks my nerve, and the fact that she's out here already acting a fool, and it's been fucking 15 minutes.
I know, right?
No, I'm here for it. I will never let it rest. I will talk about Gypsy Rose until I feel like I don't fucking want to. And I want to for a really long fucking time, Gypsy. You'll always have me on your ass. So.
Yeah, it's just funny. Like, literally 15 minutes off of parole, and look at, dang. I guess go hard or go home. I don't know. I can't wait to see how the night ends. She's on a roll.
I just hope everybody is still alive in that house, because it's really sad when you live in a home where everyone's got to wonder, is he going to kill somebody tonight? Y'all
better lock up your firearms. Just saying.
You will never be trusted. You will always be a murderer to Ken, to Christy, to Rod, to Mia, to all of them. You're always just a murderer first, and they're always going to question whether or not they can trust you.
I saw that Nina was in the chat.
Slit him in the back.
I'm sorry. I saw that Nina was in the chat, and I just wanted to. I feel like this is something that has been long forgotten, and I wanted to raise awareness about it. I wanted to say justice for Nina's catalytic converter that Bree stole from her last year out of her garage. Bree stole Nina's catalytic converter. Justice for Nina's catalytic converter.
Is that for real?
No.
I'm going to assume not, because Nina's laughing in the chat.
I was going to believe
First
it.
I was like, she did what? What? And then I saw Nina like,
I was like, wow, she really kept that on the low.
The whole catalytic converter out the garage.
It's an inside joke. Well, not really, but sort of.
That's so funny. But yeah,
where's Bree? Is Bree with her tonight? I was expecting, like I said, I was expecting to see some blue wig selfies, just acting a fool.
Bree is doing a live covering this post.
Oh.
Of course she is. Of course she is. She's going to sit there, speak in circles, and then be like, I proved it.
Bro.
See? They don't know what they're talking about.
Why does she care?
Who
cares?
It's insane seeing her react to the comments in the chat. Like, I've been there in real time. I had a conversation with her, what was it, last week? Man, like, she gets distracted, and wow, it's just like full on rage.
She gets crazy, and she doesn't even like read and let it register what people are saying, because she's blocked her own people. Wait, what?
Shouldn't she be excited for their good weekend that they're going to have? They're supposed to have a really fun outing. She should be excited, in a good mood, like feeling fun and, you know, fancy and whatever.
Who? Bree, the one who's got to continue to babysit Gypsy? Because
yes, she should be excited. This is going to be the time of her life.
And I need to relate to more people, so I'm a drug addict too, who's going to go out and have a night out on the fucking Bourbon Street. What? So she could be a victim now of what? You were gang raped out on Bourbon Street. I can see it now. Fuck my life. I can see it now. She's going to come back from this fucking weekend a victim of something else.
Oh, yeah.
What a way to pick the right timing to do all of this, because the weekend is going to be full of people and they're going to see them. And Gypsy's going to be the #1 topic out there.
Yeah, she's done advertised it and promoted it for like a month now that she's going to be out there. She's got party favors, for God's sakes.
She's going to have so much fun, guys.
They are listening. I don't care. People can listen all
guys.
To my lives. They know that. I don't go after them. Hey, guys. What's up?
It is Mia's birthday. I hope you blow out the candles that Gypsy got you.
Man. First of all, Mia, let me give you some advice,
sis.
baby. Don't light the candles.
Don't blow shit out.
Don't let her near the fire, okay? Number 2, just everyone grab a fork and just, you know what, grab a spoon. A plastic one at that. One of those really cheap ones, and everyone just eat at the cake, okay? Don't be handing nobody fucking knives. Don't be cutting it in little fucking triangles. Just, everyone just share as a family. We're all gonna, the family cake. Because the second you fucking turn around, you'll right in the back, just like she did her mother.
Get some monkey bread. Y'all could just pull it apart with your fingers.
Right? Cheers, Twinkies!
Gypsy,
Happy birthday!
Gypsy was all pressed and mad up in Morgan Elena on YouTube's channel in the comments, because Morgan Elena made so much fun of the fact that all Gypsy got Mia was a scented candle, you know, for her birthday. And Gypsy was like in the comments defending it. She was like, so fucking wonderful I got her was a candle. I was like, dang, it was so
That's
hilarious.
what I got my mailman. I'm serious as hell. I gave my mailman and Amazon driver like little candles. Like, that's what I gave them. Fucking Bath and Body Works candles and shit.
She's
like,
mad. She's mad that Ken lived with, she's mad that Mia lived with Ken for as long as he did. That's what she's mad about.
Because they're all jealous fucks. They're all wondering, did he hit that? Did she hit that? Are they hitting that? Are they going at that? There ain't nobody want to touch neither one of them. So, just saying.
I thought Mia's birthday was tomorrow, though. That's what the chat was saying. Her birthday's not even
Why
today.
is it's like, why is this everything? Like, okay, so we just had the Schmurderversary, and we got those days mixed up, and now we're here, like, why is everything always a confusing little fucking thing? I don't know.
Either way, it's Mia's birthday. Let's help her survive before the whole Bourbon Street shit goes down on Saturday. I'm just saying.
It will be surviving.
Happy birthday tomorrow. Happy belated birthday yesterday. Keep the fucking knives and fire away from me.
That's what I don't get. If she's so happy to be off parole, why does she give a fuck what anybody's saying online? She put herself on a TV show and did books and interviews.
And they cried victim to the fucking cameras. Oh,
right.
I'll be here at this time. I'm getting out. I need shoes. Make me look good. Wah! They're taking pictures of me. Wah! Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
What the fuck?
It was always the plan. That's what she wanted to do from behind prison walls. It's a financial benefit.
She is a victim to every situation she creates for her fucking self, including Bree. Sorry, Bree, I'm just saying.
That fallout's going to be epic, man. That's going to be an epic fallout. I wanted to say, though, Mia, we do wish you a happy birthday. We want you to survive the night. So
I want to
just
see
look
you
at it
make
as
the
like
next one.
a Purge sequel. Just survive the night, and then you'll be good.
Sleep with one eye open.
Replay. Listen, I see you like my video. I will send help, honey. I'm just saying. I will look out for your name. I will send you help.
Ivory, the chat said, can you check your email?
I'm checking it right now.
She's checking, guys. Hold on.
It's whatever it is downloading. Wait, what is this? What are we downloading?
Oh, Lord.
Oh, it's the video. It's the same one. Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, she put a whole clip of Nick talking in a documentary on the end of the video and everything, dude.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me see. National Domestic Violence Hotline. Is there a narcissist hotline? Victim of narcissism hotline?
Somebody should have given that hotline to her mom back in the day. She
Right?
needed that. She's the real one who needed the domestic violence hotline number.
Yeah, I don't know what video. Somebody's asking me to ask you something, but I don't know what video you're talking about that you
I
just
don't
saw.
know. Oh, here it is. I see it. The part of... Hold on. The part with Nick talking.
By the way, guys, while Ivory's looking, I just wanted to remind everybody that Ken Urker's legs are basically the size of sewing needles.
Yeah. We all saw Forrest run. Fucking Gilligan. I can't.
Scrumptious. Yes, queen.
The volume's not working, unfortunately.
I love watching Ken Urker run from a drone angle. Not a good crowd tonight.
I think Gypsy likes watching that too. She probably has a drone herself, I would imagine. She follows him to work with the drone.
I don't know what comments are you wanting her to? I don't know.
She wrote about Nick.
I didn't waste any time. And the very first time, I wanted to come up for.
Are they speaking in tongue? What is this?
It sounds very scary.
It's Nick's interview. He
Unfortunately,
posted.
Oh, there it goes.
what's inside, who that is, what that is. I wanted to know, so this way I know what I'll be dealing with. And unfortunately, that part of me wanted to come up for a very long time, and the very first opportunity it got, I didn't waste any time in basically trying to make an example out of somebody, unfortunately. That dark shadow part of me that really is triggered by anger. It's triggered by anger. The sweet, innocent me that I usually wake up to every day is not there. It's a completely different person.
What's your point, Gypsy? So he gets angry and happy? Oh, well, we're all fucked, huh? Justice was not served.
She's sorry to Dee Dee's family, but she's not sorry to Nick or Nick's family. That's what she's saying in that video.
That's wild.
I'm sorry. She's not sorry for Dee Dee.
You want to
It's
sit
just
there
wild. It's wild. It's wild to do this today. It really is.
family. Man, I can't even right now.
They're wanting you to read the comments, I guess, on that.
Read the
But it's-
comments.
That's what people are asking, I guess. But it's wild that she did this today. Like,
I don't have access to the video. That was just a recording. So
okay.
I can't see the comments to be able to read.
I mean, you know, who knows what the the comments are going to be comments that she approves. So, you know,
Right, so they can't be that great.
you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's really not worth really probably reading it.
So this is the exchange of emails between Nicholas and Dawn Boeker. You okay, honey?
You got a kid back there.
She's just, I mean, it's just so crazy how they leave all these key details out. You know, it's like in the episode where they, you know, the other Ivory drove by their house. They failed to leave in the fact that, you know, that she was egged on to do that. And then, you know, here we have Gypsy showing these emails, and she fails to mention the fact that, you know, this was a woman that was planted to get Nicholas to say these types of things.
You know what? Yes, I do. I have put out there, I do absolutely think she will reoffend. Now, why do I think that she will reoffend? She just proved my point. You can't take accountability, and you're still sitting there denying that the first crime went down the way it did, and you're still sitting here trying to blame everybody else. And the fact that you're still blaming everybody else and not you means you don't see where you went wrong with your first crime, and you're going to reoffend again because you don't have the knowledge or the intelligence or the foresight to even see where you went wrong the first time. So you're going to do it again. You can't help it. You don't know any different.
100. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just that's the thing. I mean, today of all days, like, you shouldn't have even been promoting, let alone celebrating, being let off of parole for a violent crime. That's in poor taste just to begin with. It's trashy. It just, that's all it is. It's trash. But then to not only do that, you use this opportunity to, again, try to further yourself from your crime by casting more blame onto the person that is serving life for what you convinced him to do. None of this is going to reflect good. It's dumb. She's a moron. She's a pinhead.
Somebody just asked, do I think that she'll reoffend herself or by proxy? To be completely honest with you, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. Do I think she's too squeamish to kill herself? No, she wanted somebody to pin it on. Let's all be for real. You shot your mother you unloaded a BB gun into her and held her by knife point. So you're not really as squeamish as you sat there and tried to testify that you are. So yeah, she just wanted somebody to pin it on, and that was Nick, because she knew if she did it herself, she'd go to jail, and she didn't want that. She was really trying to get away from the whole jail thing. So I think next time she'll use a proxy by doing it? Yeah, probably. But her proxies are just as bad as a weapon, so it doesn't even matter.
I look at Gypsy like, you know what I mean? Like, you can get a monkey, you know what I'm saying? And you can train it to do things. Like, you know, those little outbreak monkeys, you see people have them as pets. They can do certain things. And that's kind of how I look at Gypsy. She can talk her way through certain, interviews. She could be trained to a certain extent. But at the end of the day, she's always going to be a wild beast, and she's going to act on her primal instincts and urges, and we're going to see that. She's the microcephaly, and I think people don't understand like that. I mean, that can cause just psychotic thoughts and delayed development. Like, I mean, she's a true case study. I mean that, no pun intended. She just is.
No, she's not a case study. She should have gotten the penalty, period. She should not be here. What is she bringing to the world? And seriously, like, really think about that and ask yourself, what good does she do the world?
Nothing. She does it more harm than good, because now everybody who's got a child or any kind of vulnerable person has got to watch out for Gypsy Rose, because you're the next target. Let's be for real.
Yeah.
Nothing. She brings the world nothing but fear.
She literally brings nothing to society.
Nothing.
He's caused nothing but... Nina, did you ever get your catalytic converter back? We're,
That's so funny.
we're all rooting for you.
You know, Gypsy nor Bree give anything back.
Yeah. But no, she doesn't contribute anything. Nothing. It's just amazing to see in hindsight if you just look into the totality of what she has contributed to society since she's been released. It's been nothing but chaos and heartache and just, yeah.
And I said this before COVID. I mean, not COVID. Before Gypsy, well, she's like the COVID hell. I was never a believer on the penalty. She is the reason why I believe. I get why they do it. I do.
So, I don't mean to interrupt you guys, but Mercy sent me the
Agreed.
comment. And so I'm assuming that you guys want me to read you the comments. I'm assuming that's why you sent them to me.
Yeah, Karma will be there.
But they're from her little gathering. Congratulations, Mama. I'm so very proud. I'm so very happy and excited to make new memories. I don't know. That's a mistake. I'm so excited to watch you continue to grow into a more amazing person than you already are. I'm so proud of how far you've come. An amazing person. How far she's come. Is she going to go farther? I mean, who else's life is she going to ruin? You're amazing at the fact that you can ruin people's lives with such ease.
What qualifies you to be an amazing person? I'm just wondering because the bar is in hell.
Accuracy? I don't know.
Well,
Apparently not much.
the fact that you could plot your own mother's murder is like all you need to say.
Yes.
And then the fact that not only has she done that, she has villainized her over and over again. And then she keeps switching the story and then saying, well, she just had mental health issues. Then which one is it, Gypsy? You're such a liar that you
Biggest
can't even keep
enabler
your
one
story
week.
straight.
She's 1 week. It's Dee Dee's her biggest enabler. That was what last week's story. Then today, we talked about this earlier. Nina, I don't know if you saw this, but she did.
I think you muted yourself.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So she, was talking about her nose job with Tori Spelling, and then she said, "Yeah, I was bullied growing
Her
up."
nose looks the same.
Yeah, but then, she was like, "Yeah, I was bullied because of my nose," and Tori interjected, caught her off guard, and she was like, "But wait a minute, you didn't see anybody. How were you bullied?" She's like, "Well, it was my mom. It was my mom that bullied my nose, and yeah, she used to call me Thunder Thighs." And just like she had to think on the spot and just threw Dee Dee under the bus again.
So you're telling me your mom was no Tiny Tim and she was calling you Thunder Thighs? She's such a liar.
I know.
And now this is the first time that she. First of all, let's talk about the fact that she stole the Turban kid's entire story.
Yes.
Like how diabolic that is. Really, she is such scum.
I was just going to bring that up too, because let me tell you something about the Turpin kids. You know what kind of abuse they went through? They were beat, they were starved, they were all of the things. Horribly, for years. In fact, their entire life. Okay? And you know what they didn't do? They didn't murder their parents. They ran away and got help.
In fact, they spoke about how much they still loved their parents. They spoke on the simple fact that they felt as though they were grateful for the fact that they taught them about God. Like they went through true abuse, right? True. Not lies and not fabrication. And for Gypsy to have the audacity to steal their story and then turn around and follow them, do you realize that's how much of a menace to society she is? That's all she will ever be.
She steals people's stories. She mimics them. She's incapable of forming her own identity. That's why you see her, depending on who she's around, develop different accents. She's the most unoriginal person you will ever come across in your life. She's a sociopath. She mimics what she perceives as normal behavior. She's a chameleon.
Yup.
You know.
She's not even good at that, though.
No.
Like she's not even able to even be consistently that person. And then you notice, like, in her lives, she does like the heart handles just like the way I do. Like, she can't be original. Everything. It's so funny because she talks about how much she hates me, but you hate me because you actually want to be me. Let's really keep it real.
Listen, how much respect can you give a person that has to use chat like this? Listen, Gypsy knows that she's such a dimwit. I'm trying to be careful with my words. I don't want another strike or a ban. She knows that she is such a dimwit that she actually even succumbed and gave in and said, you know what? I'm incapable of responding to people in a normal way because I'm a psychopath. I'm just going to refer to ChatGPT to do everything for me going forward, which is what she has done, to the point where at times she forgets to, take off the quotation marks. That's how you know she's not all there. When you have to rely on an AI system to be your normal like version of yourself, you got issues.
True that.
So Red in the comments just said that she was upset. She used to like Tori Spelling and now she doesn't, and she unfollowed Tori Spelling. And let me tell you something to bring up.
Who unfollowed Tori Spelling?
Tori Spelling and Gypsy Rose are actually quite similar, and I'm not surprised that they're friends. I'm sure that
I
they're...
know. I love that. They're a pair.
Well,
Like,
probably-
that's very on brand.
Right.
But probably because Tori realized she was lying and she don't want to look stupid. I am telling you, look, I just want you to hold out, because I am telling you the media is going to put her out there. I'm telling you this. I know it for a fact. I'm not unsure. I'm positive. Like, it's going to happen.
Did you guys say that Tori unfollowed Gypsy? Is that what they were saying? Or did
No,
somebody...
Red in the chat said she unfollowed Tori.
Oh, okay.
Apparently they're BFFs, but you know what? They deserve each other because they're both desperate for nothing but attention and clout and can never be anybody.
Tori literally lives in an RV.
Everything, and just can't go anywhere. You know what I mean? Both of them were just, let's be real. Both of them got daddy issues.
Well, Gypsy wants to be with her daddy, so that's a little bit different.
Well, that's why she has Ken.
That's a
And that's
deeper
why she'll
issue.
never let Ken go. That's why she won't let Ken go. Let's be for real.
He looked just like
she
her.
sits there
Like him.
in bed at night while she's trying to make sure that Ken can get a little action going, and sits there and makes sure, put my daddy's hat on. You know she sits there and makes him act like Rod. Because her whole issue is, I want Ken because he's the Rod that I never had in the beginning. He's the Rod I never knew. Let's be real, they look exactly alike, and that's what Rod looked like when she didn't have a daddy, when he was out raising his real family.
Do you think Ken wears the little cabbie hats?
You know he does. You know she's got some. Come on, put it on, baby, put it on. Come on, daddy. You know it.
I'm sick.
And at the end of the day, I'm a bully, but she murdered her mother, so there's that.
That's how do you bully a murderer? Like, that's crazy.
I'm
Like,
saying,
that's
someone
really
who
the
had,
devil's work.
well, before you stabbed her in the back, or had somebody stabbed her in the back, I truly believe you slit her neck, but, that's me. You had her, you sat there and unloaded a fucking BB gun into her,
Somebody
and held
in
her
the
by
chat
the
said.
freaking knife point. So
Somebody in the chat said, "Does Ken wear the earpiece?"
because I had a keyboard? Oh, okay. Second, our weapons aren't really, matching there, baby. I'm just saying.
Guys, I just want to say real quick, this is actually breaking. Dawn Pollard is reporting that Ken Urker was dragged out of a bathhouse 2 hours ago, wearing nothing but a beret and socks.
Would not be shocked.
And when asked for questioning what he was doing there, he said he was searching for One-Eyed Willie. Now, those on scene said there was actually a glory hole. So you put two and two together.
Y'all heard it here first.
He was singing in the cabaret.
I'm telling you, man.
I can't.
Who wears a beret? Who wears a beret?
A man that doesn't have any hair. Simple.
It's not Bathhouse Ken, it's NDA Ken. That's what he is forever known by now. NDA Ken.
The fact that he is aged 15 years and 6 months is
Right?
karma.
That's what I'm saying. Man.
Just wait, those TMZ headlines are not going to go the way she thinks
No, I'm
eventually. I
telling
can see
you.
it.
I'm telling you. Them
Nope.
TMZ headlines are going to out her on another level. They were just slowing it down before, but
Do
they
y'all
got her
think
now.
she called them to join her little party gig this weekend?
Oh yeah, you know.
TMZ don't give a damn about her.
To how she can't have privacy. Absolutely. Absolutely, and they cry victim to it. Yeah, they'll be there. You know what? She invited Harvey personally. Let's go. Come on.
Are they going to photograph the Airbnb covered in glow sticks?
Well, you heard Harvey. He said she murdered her mother.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's funny because they have outed her.
I heard the lawyer say.
And what she doesn't understand is all of this that she's doing only plays into the hands of all the creators. You're literally giving us what we want because you aren't even smart enough to play chess. You're out here playing goldfish.
I mean, Nina, you've seen
no
what she posted
self-control.
about Nick today, right? Nina, did you see what she posted about Nick?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I even responded back to it. Of course she is. Gypsy is who she tries to paint Nicholas to be.
Diabolic, man. To do
And
that
because
today.
she wants to convince the world of that, she is going to continue saying that. But if
Right.
Nick, if you're saying you were abused, wasn't he your hero?
Exactly. That's what she doesn't understand. Like, she doesn't compute. And so every time
So
she
do
does
you-
this,
Every time
I
I
don't think
say
she
I'm
realized
not going to post about her, she does something like this.
She does
Every
a whole
single
bunch of
time.
bullshit. You just can't help it because she hands you your fucking content on a silver platter. And what are you supposed to do?
I'm telling you, she gives
I
it to
tried
us.
that.
She's gonna give
I've
it to
given it
us
a million
to
times.
walk herself right into prison. That's what she's gonna do, is walk herself right into jail.
guys,
You know,
microcephaly. Like she's not all there. She, like I said, again, like a trained
ain't just
monkey.
because of this microcephaly either. I'm just saying. She's all rewired and wired incorrectly. Like,
Yeah.
She sits there and she made this post today like it was some ooh, this is the second time you got out of prison technically. We watched you get out the first time. Well, you destroyed a whole bunch of lives after the first time you got out of prison, right? Like when you actually got out, you went, you sat there, you cheated on your husband, you had a whole affair, remember the whole, I swear to God, the guy I'm cheating with is the baby daddy. You all remember that, right? So yeah, you did amazing that first year you were out. Bravo!
Yeah.
After that first year, now you're sitting here acting like, oh my God, look, I can never be touched again. I made it. I'm free. Honey, you will forever be a murderer. You will forever have that fucking record. And I can assure you, every single second that you mess up, the cops are going to know who you are. I can.
Yes,
You
and they're
cannot
gonna wait
control
for that.
yourself. This isn't something. This doesn't mean that you're never going back to prison, baby. You're sitting there acting like, I did it. I'm never going to go back to prison.
Yeah.
No, that's not what it means.
And that's the weird thing
Not
is that
what it means.
she's using this day. It's almost as though it's like a day of vindication, which is the weird thing. It's like
it wipes her slate clean or something.
Yeah.
No, it don't.
I know.
Just wait. She's gonna end up just like OJ, where he got locked up for getting his own memorabilia. Like they waiting on you, Bookie.
Yes.
Like, are you
Oh,
for
yeah.
real? Do you not think that they're waiting on you?
Yes,
They want you
That's
to
a
do
good
something.
analogy.
Trust me.
That's
They wait on
exactly
it.
what's going to happen.
And
That's
if you
it.
guys know, that was BS. Actually, really, what happened to OJ? But they used everything they could
Yes.
to put. They trumped
Yes.
up every single charge. And I could that's a good analogy. I hadn't thought of something like that.
That's it.
That's exactly what they gonna do to her. They waiting
You
on
made
it.
it
They're
to
like, oh,
your parole.
thought you got away. You sitting in prison for 20 years for stealing Oreos out of a gas station. Stop playing with us.
And you
Right?
know she'd steal some Oreos.
That's exactly what's going to happen. She acts like this, wiped her, the slate clean, and she can never go back. Like, I don't even know. Like, you sat there. Well, first of all, I was asking the question yesterday when I was over on YouTube. Do you think that she's going to start reaching out to Nick, right? Because now that she can, technically, right? Well, obviously, you couldn't wait to talk about fucking Nick. You're trying to sit there and put the blame on everybody else but yourself. But does anybody else but me think that she's going to sit there and actually try and get in touch with Nick to remanipulate So the actual story doesn't get out there? Just me?
Yeah.
I
You mean
absolutely think she. I absolutely think she will. I think the issue that she's going to run into is too many people are aware, and too many creators are speaking on it, and that's the reason why it is so important to stay on her neck.
Yes.
Don't
Yeah.
ever let up.
Yeah.
Like, don't ever let up on her,
Yeah,
because
no, you
at the
can't
end
let
of the
up on
day,
her. She
Gypsy,
does shit like
I am your karma.
Mhm.
And every single creator on TikTok that's speaking out against you, we are your karma. And karma's not going to go away until it takes care of you.
Yep. Yeah.
Facts.
You are fighting an uphill battle. You cannot win.
Nope, the facts are against you. The deck is stacked. Like, it's irrefutable. The evidence is out there. There's no overcoming it. No matter how much you try to detract yourself from your own crime by throwing Nicholas under the bus, it's going to only dig your own grave deeper. It makes you look worse
Not
and
only
worse
that,
and worse.
the stuff
And you
she
know what?
says, like, she doesn't realize, like, she builds a case against herself, right? And I'm saying that because if she out here, if she even swings on somebody, she's going to be in trouble. You know why? Because she's out here saying, I watched Dexter, I cuddle up with my man after you unalived your mom. Like, you literally tell on yourself. You literally build a case against yourself. That's the level of you lack any type of comprehension of what you're doing. You literally tell on yourself. Like, you have built your own case. Nobody has to do it for you.
It's her own
have
words.
built your own case against yourself by opening up your mouth. It
Every interview.
Insanity.
Every interview. Every time she talks, Nina. Every time she gets herself in trouble. The truth never changes. Gypsy always lies, and it's just everything's always, there's new details or a changing of the facts. It's just like,
what is up with all of these? Every time she speaks to someone new, she has these new revelations. I forgot.
Today
my mother was
it was
hearing voices and seeing shadows. I forgot my mother was a witch and burying tongues and shit in my backyard.
She watches cartoons.
My granddaddy made me take a bath with him when I was 5. Like,
she watches cartoons. Her man plays with Legos. She lives in the land of make believe. Like, what grown woman would even want to lay in the bed with a man that's building Legos during the daytime?
They don't sleep in the same bed. We know that.
She's going to end up talking to somebody the wrong way, and she thinks she's going to be able to get away with it like she always have. And somebody's going to give her a reality check. And I'm serious. Somebody's going to give her a reality check.
When they went to the strip club, on the strip club, they said that she was mouthing off and acting crazy and entitled, flashing people in front of the stage.
15 more days.
What they say, act up, you're going to get snatched up? Believe. Ain't you in New Orleans? Oh, yeah. Do you... Read the room, Bookie. Read the room.
I can't. I just... You know what I'm gonna do? She's gonna sit there and talk about what the fuck is up with everyone talking about? I unintentionally lied to the people. I'm unintentionally manipulate people. People do an awful lot of shit unintentionally. But she's gonna sit there and talk about he purposely manipulated Gypsy, but yet she unintentionally manipulated him back. But you know what? Just to go back and remember about all that unintentional manipulation, I think that's the live I'm going to hold over on YouTube tonight. I'm going to go through every single message. I'm going to go through every single piece of evidence that shows manipulation, the FOIA documents that talks about the manipulation, all of it, your lies about how you manipulated your mother and the doctors because you knew you could walk, but you never told anybody. And here you are accusing somebody else of being a manipulator? No, I'm going to remind you, baby. You forgot how much you truly manipulated, not just Nick, but your mother, the doctors, society. I'm going to remind you, since it seems like you need a little bit of a reminder. Allow me to remind you. I will be there tonight. Just in case you forget, you should probably pop on over to YouTube and you can watch and maybe get that memory back a little bit. Since the only thing that actually comes to the fore, I remember, you only remember the extreme abuse that never actually happened. That's the only memories that you have. Like, you don't really remember what you did.
You are the abuse. She literally is. I mean, and you know what's ironic to me and what I don't really understand why these other people don't see? She literally villainizes everybody, and she even did it to Bree with the no bullying thing. Yeah. Like, and that's how
and threw her under the bus
Bree misses it. Like, her brain cells, they are so like lost that she doesn't even realize she played you to your face, and you're still out here acting like you're Pocky. Like,
she
what do you
threw them all under the bus?
Like, she played you, boo.
I'm not responsible for what everybody else does, says the one who manipulated someone into murdering her mother. No, but you are responsible for what other people are doing for you, Gypsy. You see, you gotta remember it correctly, baby. You're not getting it. You are responsible for what other people are doing out there for you that you're requesting. Just like you are responsible for the fact that your mother's dead because you were manipulated and had Nick do it. You are responsible for that. Just like all those people out there doxing people and making fun of them and bullying them, you are responsible for that. Because it's done in your name, your request, right?
And what she doesn't realize is a lot of other people might not get in trouble, but girl, you're a murderer. You will.
Yeah, remember that too.
Yeah, you keep forgetting, and you try to disassociate yourself from the crime. But baby, that is your first name. Gypsy is second. Murder is first. Don't ever forget that. That is who you are. And baby, if you did it, what you won the award, Bookie. Be proud of it. Because you know what? If she came out here on that, like, yeah, I did it, and what? You know what? People would have been like, I don't really like her, but I really kind of like watching the train wreck. But not you over here trying to play the world when we see you and you're getting caught up in your own words. Now you actually made it to where you can't do anything with that because everybody knows you're lying about everything.
If she did not come out from prison and lie to everybody in the public and manipulate them, she really could have had a much better life at this point. Like, people would have given her a lot more grace if she just told the truth, held herself accountable, showed some remorse, did good things, not necessarily ruin families and cheat on husbands and do all of the other horrible fucking things to add on top of the murder you committed. But if you just came out and acted like, I don't know, civilized a little bit,
even if she didn't do that,
and you felt guilt and you didn't lie to everybody about all of these stories, you just told the truth, like, maybe you probably would have been met with a whole lot more grace than you got.
Even if she was unhinged. Even if she was unhinged and owned that, who doesn't like watching a good mess?
Yeah.
Like, you watch a good hot mess?
She's just, right? Her mess is just, it's up there with Honey Boo Boo. How intriguing that you people live so crazy and, like, messy. Like, yeah, you could have got away with it. You'd probably still be going. You probably would have a season 3. Just saying.
Yeah, who wouldn't? It would have been entertaining to watch you mess up your life. That would have been funny.
Yeah, like, you're going to get a new man next season? Like, yeah, people would have watched you. But the fact that you're sitting there lying, not taking accountability and forgetting that you're a whole fucking murderer, people, we don't take your time into that.
I think we did watch her ruin her life, kind of, though.
But she didn't own it. If she would have owned it, like, here's the thing. Whatever you are, walk in your truth. Nobody could be mad at you for walking in your truth, because one thing nobody could say is you're not a liar. I might not like you. I might not like what you do, but I can respect you because you're 100 about your BS. She lies about everything, so you can't respect that. It's kind of like I'm over here watching Smoke and Mirrors, but if I know what I'm watching, I know you're a mess. I know you're owning it. I'm like, she's kind of funny. Like, she's kind of ballsy. She came out here on her BS. Okay, do you, Bookie, do you?
That's the truth. That's the truth. I don't know why she came out here acting like, like she made the big time. Like, I made it till I'm untouchable.
Thank you for the gifts, yo.
Untouchable. That doesn't make, you know what I mean? Like you're a felon. Like, I don't understand what this was all for, unless it was because it's the first day she can actually talk about Nick. and she decided she was going to continue with the lies.
She should have came out like them kids from Maury Povich that be like, my mama told me to sit down and I do what the hell I want to do. Nobody's going to stop me from doing what I want to do. Look, we was watching it because it was funny.
Yeah.
We didn't want our kids doing it, but we was watching them bad kids.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. And she's going to sit there and tag people like, you just taught me something, or you just said something to me I didn't already know. No, what I can assure you is, Gypsy, you're going to reoffend. You're going to end up back in jail or in trouble for something, because what I do know from looking at you and your history and your patterns of behavior, you can't control yourself.
No, she can't.
Well, look at the people, that she surrounds herself with and what they've done. That just shows you what they're going to would do for her while she was on parole. That just tells me everything I need to know about her by proxy, doing it by proxy.
She's still preying on and puppeteering people who are emotionally and mentally not okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And now you're out there, and this feels like almost a gloat, because now I feel like in her mind she just thinks that she can get away with a whole lot more, and that's a scary thought. That's a scary thought.
But that's where she gonna mess it up.
Yeah. It's almost like an admittance, like there's no more parole. Now I can do whatever I want. I'm going to get away with it because I always lie and deny everything. So I'm going to continue to get away with it, but not over my dead body, man. And I say that, over my dead body. I will eventually, I'm telling you, I will do whatever I freaking can for this story. The truth gets clear out there. Absolutely.
I'm going to tell you this. You may not think this, but I'm going to tell you this. I can almost guarantee you that Missouri just didn't want to take her back because they didn't have to they didn't want to revisit the case. But if a new case opened up, I am sure the folks are like, we are waiting, because then we don't have to revisit it, but we get her ass back in a cell. The government's not dumb. Like, they will literally watch you.
Somebody just asked me what are my thoughts on the emails that she showed. You mean the emails between Nick and Dawn Boeker? Well, you know what? Maybe we should read that a little bit tonight too. Maybe we should really go back and remind people who Dawn Boeker is, how she met her, and how she got to where she was. Why don't we tell that story, guys? Why don't we think?
Yeah, because she is that, and Christy.
Yep. Y'all remember how the whole Dawn Boeker story?
Yeah, we should have Fancy come tell it.
Yeah. Yeah, Fancy, why don't you come tell the Dawn Boeker story?
Fancy, come tell the children a little night story.
Now look what she did. Honestly, sorry, not sorry.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, sitting there still manipulating Nick. Talking about how Nick wasn't manipulated, but y'all still manipulated Nick. Even after he was in prison, right? Right? Look at the dates on the emails. They have been photoshopped and edited. They might be. I wouldn't. What are the dates on the emails? Are the emails in that thing the originals?
I also
Go ahead.
came out.
You there, Nina? You there, Pink?
Yeah, I also have some from before the Google Doc came out.
So we should go over that. Do you guys remember when all of those messages between Fancy, Christy, Ken, and all of that too? Because Dawn Boeker was mentioned in those as well, right?
Yeah, because that was back when Ken and Gypsy were together the first time around, and Fancy was messaging Ken about the Nick infiltration group.
Yeah. We can definitely revisit all of that if y'all want to. And I'm not sitting there, and listen, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm not trying to go after Fancy because you want me to be honest about Fancy? Fancy has a lot of information. All right? I'm going to be completely honest. She does. So am I telling anybody here not to follow her or not to? No, she's a good source of information. However, sometimes greed gets in the way, and that's my problem. Is that greed, I really feel like, played a part in this, and people will do anything, even if it lacks integrity, and that's what happened here. And so I'm not doing this to go at Fancy. I'm doing this because ultimately it's to go at Christy and Gypsy and everybody else to show what they did, how he was still being manipulated. You're sitting there saying nobody manipulated him, but even after he was in jail and sentenced and spent years in jail, he's still being manipulated. And I'm not sitting here, that's not to throw shade or call it, I'm just saying, he still was a victim of manipulation. So how could anybody, Gypsy Rose, say that he wasn't a victim of manipulation? Because we're still doing it to him after he was locked up.
Exactly.
But maybe she needs a little reminder because it seems like, maybe Case is right, the microcephaly, maybe the memory's just not holding on to it all. But I'll remind you. I will gladly remind you of all of it. We can revisit it, go right back to day one. We will revisit it all. I sure will. And I will remind you. And anybody else who needs a reminding. Yep. So, I'm just saying, because I feel like the memory here, isn't it funny how years after the fact that our fantasy, our ability to create fantasy is so wild, we don't even know what the reality of the situation is anymore.
Oh,
We
no,
don't
you're
even
talking
know.
about the Disney princesses.
I mean, and here she's talking about what was Nick's name? The freaking vampire. What was his name? In the video, like you had
Victor,
Demona,
right?
you had Demona, you had Candy, and let's not forget Raunchy Ruby. So here you are trying to remind everybody that he was Victor, but we all remember who you were too, Gypsy. You were too. Just saying. And again, I always told you that it should be weighed equally between the two of them. However, it was tipped in her scale from day one. That's the injustice. Not that Nick shouldn't be held responsible or be in jail. You just should be right alongside him, in my opinion.
Are we going to talk about her, Bob? But she has, what do you call that?
We're talking about what?
Her synthetic extensions that she said are human.
Oh, she's
Yes,
not doing wigs
the
anymore.
Bob.
She's doing, I don't know. It looks like one of those little, the Barbie clip-ins that the kids get, and you clock them in, and they're in that curl you can't get out, and yeah. But whatever. I mean, do her. You want to walk around with wigs? Walk around with wigs. You want to walk around with fake hair? Walk around with fake hair. You know what that tells me? That you absolutely do not have healthy hair. You absolutely have a problem absorbing any kind of vitamin. You have issues with malnutrition. You can't absorb any of it, and that you lose your hair, and your hair is very unhealthy, and you lose it constantly, which is why your mother shaved your head when you were a kid. Right, Gypsy?
That's what her and Ken have in
whatever you
common.
want, but nothing can cover up the facts. I'm just saying.
Mic drop.
And her and Ken have that in common.
Yep. You know how they say you're with somebody for so long you start looking like them? Soon Parker's going to lose all his hair. You start looking like your dog after a while. You start looking like your partner after a while. They're all going to be fucking bald. That's going to be a big bald household. Just saying. He's going to be a hot dog. Parker's going to turn into a hot dog. Ken might turn into a hot dog. Whatever. Just saying. But that's the truth, though. I don't care what, I don't give a shit what you wear on your head. The whole point of it is you need to because you can't grow your hair healthy. It doesn't stay. Why? Because you are sick still. Microdeletions never go away.
Ooh. Allegedly, Gypsy deleted it, which I think is kind of funny. I don't know if she did. I didn't check.
Deleted another video. Was she
But
what? Did she get?
But
What time is she supposed to be off parole? Did she be like, oh man, I was supposed to wait till midnight?
no, I think what happens is she's listening to this live.
Oh, we don't want anybody. Ivory Rose will remind everybody of everything. I sure will. Here I was going to slow down, and you know what? I'm just going to restart from the beginning. All the way back. I will remind you of everything in case that little micro-deleted brain doesn't remember. Since you're so good at creating these fantasies that you don't know reality, I'll remind you of reality. I'll take you right back to reality.
Fill up the post.
And y'all can stream this, y'all can clip it. I, quite frankly, y'all know how I feel about it. I don't give a shit. You can't dox me anymore. So there's that too. So have fun with it. Because I sure will remind all of them. You know how many new people I
We're
see?
just drumming right back up.
I see so many new people in my comments. It's even on here, on YouTube, and even on Facebook. I have a lot of people now on Facebook talking about like, oh, I didn't know this, I didn't know that. Can you explain it to me? Sure will, guys. I'll explain it to you all over again. We will go through it all over again. And all you newcomers who don't know about it, sure will. I'll make sure you, by the time we're done, I make sure it's all crystal.
You'll have your
clear.
masters in Gypsy Rose manipulation
Sure
101.
Sure will. Sure will. Look, a lot of them are up to it. There you go, Archie. We're all up to it. We will all start back from the beginning. In fact,
That's
you
what
know
needs
what?
to happen. Everybody needs to drum it up.
Let me show you. You need me to act it out for you? I'll even act it out for you. Let me show you what you did. You need me to make it clear? I'll make sure it's crystal clear for everybody.
And anytime I see a creator post about Gypsy, I don't care if I know them or I don't know them, I repost it.
Me too. Repost it, comment, like it. Yeah. Yeah, because it needs to be out there. I don't care if I don't like you. Put it out there. It needs to be out there. It needs to be out there. And honestly, for those who are new following, by the way, if you're in here and you're new following, don't forget to follow. But if you're in here following this and you're new to this situation, I want you to go listen to Brie and her nonsense too, because you can't have a whole story without getting both sides. Because trust me, you'll be back. You'll be back for the rest of the facts.
After you end up at the mental hospital scratching your back with your big toe, because she will take you there.
Not
Girl,
scratching you back with your big toe.
she will literally she will have you as an entire walking mental health patient, because she's that crazy that you sit there and you're like, so is it that she's making sense or something's wrong with me?
I snorkeled.
Like, because the way she talks, like she talks with such conviction, like she believes what she's saying,
Because
which really makes you.
her reality is so twisted because she's
Oh, yeah.
lived in an imaginary, fantasy her whole life that honestly sometimes I'm not sure she really understands what's true and what's not. I'll give her that much. I don't know that she understands the difference between truth and, fake, imaginary, fantasy. I really don't know.
I actually agree with you on that.
Yeah. I really don't. So if you need some education, you need me to help you differentiate between what actually went down and happened and what you think happened, I can help you. I'm always here to help, always. So if you need some help, Gypsy, I got your back. I got you. I'll lay it out for you. I'll show you. Thank you. It's just, I don't know.
I 1000% agree with you. She is missing it. Like, she doesn't know. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't click to her.
Yep. She has absolutely no idea what's true or fake. In fact, she's told so many versions of the story. I think that if she did a lie detector test or, I don't know that she could ever tell what actually happened, because it's like sometimes those lies become reality. You've said them so many times and had to try and remember them so much to keep up with the story that you're not sure if it really happened or not. It starts to cloud your memory. And so, honestly, at this point, who the hell knows what she thinks or believes?
Well, she lies about the smallest things too. The smallest, littlest things, the biggest things. And I don't understand people who do that. Like honestly, especially and then people go, "Oh, well, she didn't know any better." They excuse it. She was almost 24 when she did this. She was a grown adult. It was only and they go, "Well, it was 10 years ago." No, it was only 10 years ago. Only 10 years ago. That's not a long time. 50 years ago would have been a long time. 10 years ago, and she only got 8.5 in,
Yeah.
and then she got
You
out
have that.
on parole, and now she's off, and then she decides to post some raunchy ass post about Nick. What's the
Still
point of
not
that?
taking accountability.
What's the point?
Wait, she said justice for Dee Dee in the caption? I know you motherfucking lying. I didn't read that part.
Well, which Dee? The one who was seeing shadows and having visual hallucination? What was it, a big fucking trip? Did you live in a mushroom? Come on now. These stories just get wild and more wild. The more she tells him, she adds on, and she just becomes a victim of another thing, and now she's fucking, this woman was
Oh
a
my
schizophrenic, and
goodness,
she was a
this
victim of a
is
schizophrenic, and then
wild.
the system failed her again.
Justice for Dee Dee. That's like somebody stealing your
Does
money
she
out your
not
house and then
understand
coming back to
that
help you look
justice
for it.
for Dee Dee would have been her strapped into the fucking chair? Is
Literally,
she so for fucking real right now?
that would have been justice. That would have been justice.
I mean, what is justice for the woman you killed? I don't know. Some people think justice is an eye for an eye. Death? Like, what do you mean justice?
That is insane. She said, could you really
Nick wanted a
imagine?
machete. If I
Oh
see the
my
words Nick
goodness.
wanted a machete in this chat one more time, I don't care if he wanted to sit there and use a bomb and shove it up her asshole. Either way, she's dead because of Gypsy.
He did
Because
not.
Gypsy
That's
had
not.
him. Because
Where is
Gypsy
that?
introduced him to that murder. So I don't give a fuck what weapon he used, because ultimately Nick was the actual weapon. Don't come at me with he wanted to do it with a machete. Yeah, never said he wasn't healthy. In fact, are we all arguing the fact that
No,
he's got
he
mental
never
issues?
said that though.
You
He
just,
never said that
right?
though.
So then he obviously isn't correct in the mind. So how can you judge him against somebody who's straight in the mind? Make it make sense. So the more you come at me trying to make him look bad, if he's looking bad, that means he's sick in the head, which means he shouldn't have stood that trial. Right? He shouldn't
She
have been
did
able
delete
to.
it.
So don't sit there and come at me with a machete. It didn't matter if she dropped a fucking bomb. Ultimately, the only reason she's dead is because of Gypsy.
Oh no, she didn't.
So let me just remind anybody who wants to come into my chat with such nonsense, let me just remind you of that. It doesn't matter if he wanted to sit there and twirl the bitch on a sword from her fucking nose. She's dead because of Gypsy. It was her mother she had killed. Isn't that a little bit more disturbing than the fact that somebody who never met her killed her? What's more disturbing than that is the fact that it was her own daughter, the one who was still alive because of the care her mother actually gave to her, who killed her mother. Like, think about that. That's more disturbing. The fact that you killed your mother is more disturbing than some guy who's never met her killing her. Make it make sense. You can't compare the two, right?
I agree.
You come at me with nonsense. And I'm not defending what he did. I think listen, you know how I feel about premeditated murder. However, I also believe that trial should have been fair, and I don't believe that anybody who was charged with murder should ever get a plea deal. I don't. You shouldn't be able to plead out of murder. You should have to stand in front of your peers. Because I can assure you, if you stood in front of your peers, you know what would have happened? Exactly what your lawyer said would have happened. You would have rotted in prison or have been in a chair. You had no defense. Not the domestic violence, battered spouse syndrome, not the Munchausen by proxy. At the end of the day, you killed your mother and your peers. That's what they would have seen. You handed the man the knife. It doesn't matter if you manipulated him, he manipulated you. At the end of the day, if you didn't want your mother dead, don't hand him the knife. You handed the fucking guy the knife and opened the door. That was you. It didn't matter if you handed him a machete. It didn't matter if you handed him it doesn't matter. A shotgun, it doesn't matter what you handed him. You handed him the weapon and opened that door. The door that guarded Dee Dee from the outside world. You opened that door. You let danger walk in and handed him the tool to kill her. That's more sick and twisted than any story. The fact that you're her daughter, that story is more sick and twisted than any story you could tell me about Nick.
And then she immediately got freaky in the next room.
When Nick couldn't get it up, you were overly sexually excited, which goes right back to the girl lived in this made up, sick, twisted fantasy that she created herself. And guess what, guys? Good luck on Bourbon Street. She's still living in it. Why? Because she can never get out of it. That is how her brain is wired. So have at it. Have fun. I'm glad I'm here safe. Just saying. I need people to understand that you could sit there and try and you could say whatever you want to make this story sound twisted from either point, but the facts of the story and the truth just never change. And the actual truth of what happened that day back in 2015 on June 10th or 9th or whatever the fuck day you want to have it, okay? That day was the sickest thing that could ever happen, in my opinion. And it all happened because of Gypsy Rose. That is a fact. That is 100% fact and cannot be disputed.
Yeah, because if she wasn't in the picture, it wouldn't have happened.
And that is the sickest story of all. You were her daughter, Gypsy. You were the Aurora to her Gypsy. Remember that for the rest of your fucking life. And sleep well at night.
And have a great weekend, babe.
Have fun. Oh wait. By the way, you were an admitted addict in your book, although that was the first time we heard that story. But every time she tells a story, she's got to put some.
But she said she's never done drugs before.
Into it, right? We got to put some new fake facts into it to make every time she tells a story, new and exciting. But didn't she say that she was an addict? Wasn't she an addict? She went into prison.
It's the remix.
She was addicted to the pills, right? Anybody who is addicted to pills knows you shouldn't drink, right? Am I right or wrong?
Well, some people know. Other people know and don't care.
Be out on Bourbon Street. You probably shouldn't drink. You probably shouldn't do drugs since you're an addict. Since you wanted to go relate to those people as well with this fake victim story. Oh, I was an addict too. My mother made me a drug addict. Then I probably wouldn't go down to Bourbon Street and drink. I'd be careful where you put yourself, and I'd be careful what you put in your system, because I'm just saying. We wouldn't want you to be an addict again when you have a whole baby to take care of, right? We wouldn't want people worrying about you. Just saying.
Yeah, girl, don't go relapsing.
I feel like she doesn't remember the story she puts out there. It's like, dude, I'm an ex-drug addict. I'm gonna go slow the line. Like, what?
She doesn't. She's not good at that.
No, I don't.
Like, why?
She was addicted to drugs, but that's the story she wants to put out there.
Make one up.
Remember it. Sorry.
She's like, why remember a story when you could just make a new one up?
Yeah. But then gets all mad and plays victim to the fact that we're calling out and being like, that's not the story you told 20 minutes ago. So, yeah. It's wild. It's absolutely wild. Gypsy's the only thing she's addicted to is attention. Yeah, ain't that the truth? That's the truth. 100% the truth.
That's the devil's work.
Sure is. Let me tell you something. If Ken is smart, he would just bye. He would leave. He'd be out. He would just go. because you're a prize to her. You're the spitting image of her father. You are her father coming back to raise her in her twisted fantasy world. Okay, Ken, run now. I'm just saying, because she's never gonna let you go. She's never gonna let you go.
Oh God, no, she won't.
Never gonna
She's
give
always
you
gonna want
up.
to control you. And what happened to the last person she tried to control? Dee Dee's dead. So
Oh,
You know what? That's in God's hands. That's between him and God.
yeah, that's, you know what, man.
maybe
I
he'll
mean, because if
skedaddle
you
while
don't
she's
learn for the
gone.
past, what can
I
I
know.
do for you?
You learn from that, man. I can't even. That one don't learn from nothing. I mean, you could beat her upside the fucking head with some common sense, and she still wouldn't know what the fuck to choose. Do I choose right or wrong? Like, I mean, this, you gotta wonder if she didn't come out and make every wrong fucking decision that a human could make on purpose. Because every decision she made from the second she got out of jail was the wrong one. And now that she's off parole, she wants us to think that every decision that she's gonna make for the rest of her life is automatically gonna be the right one. No. Let's be
She's
real. You have
nutty.
people covering for you on parole. We know it. Let's be for real. It's crazy. It's absolutely. I'm a
It's
money.
goofy. She's goofy.
I'm just, she's, and then the dirty deleting. I can't with that one. And then it's, oh my God, let me put up all this nonsense. And then when they talk about it, I'm going to play victim to it, to all the bullying. Okay.
The fact that you murdered your
Gilligan's
mom.
over there. Gilligan's over there, like, really stressing, like, you gonna get your face out of the phone? You gonna get your face out of the phone? Like, he is.
Gilligan.
Rod, you want me to call him Rod 2.0? You guys with Gilligan. It's just, come on. Little buddy. I can't.
Little fella.
Doesn't he look like Gilligan?
Yes.
Right? My little buddy.
1000%.
What was
Yeah.
the song? What was the theme song from
The
that
same
show?
hat that Rod wears. What'd you say?
What was the theme song from that show?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, now you're asking for brain cells. That, I don't
Come
know.
on, guys. Come on, chat. What were the words? What was the theme song? Just sit right back in a something something. Pam's got my
That's
back.
like a 3-hour tour. Yeah, there's gonna be a 3-hour tour. Just sit right back and take it in the back. Yeah, that's it. Just sit right there and yeah, that's it. Something like that,
That's
right?
an 18-year tour for Ken.
Yeah. That's an eternity tour. He's screwed for the rest of his life. And you know what's really fucking funny?
What?
Is he's acting like it's some kind of flex, but you're stuck with her now for the rest of your life, whether you're with her in a relationship or not.
Yeah, that's facts.
You want to sit there and make fun of Ryan all you want, but Ryan got away. You'll never get away from her for the rest of your life.
He did. He escaped. Like, good for Ryan. Ryan's like those women that leave like the polygamy camps. Like, you know, when they're like literally like on the like Mormon compounds and shit. Like, yeah, that's Ryan. He escaped. Good for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ryan's in
Just saying.
Vegas, period.
Yeah, it was his birthday. Which, by the way, happy birthday, Ryan.
Happy birthday.
I hope he's out there gambling in a casino and strikes it fucking rich, because that would make Gypsy Rose more pissed off than that. So you know what? Good luck, Ryan.
Oh my God, yeah, win big.
Roll 'em, baby. Right on red.
He already won the jackpot by not having to be with her or having a child with her.
Honestly, yes.
Yes, that's the truth. That is
Honestly.
the truth.
That DNA test came back, honey.
Man,
Best of his life.
and I know. Listen, I feel. Listen, my heart goes out to Ryan. I really do feel for him. What he went through was absolutely horrible, right? It really was. And I understood that he wanted that life with her, and that's what he was looking forward the whole time. But trust me, Ryan, one day you'll see it. One day you
Dodged a
will
bullet.
see that you were the one that actually got away with
Literally.
walked away with the prize. I'm just saying.
Unscathed, as Gypsy would
Because
say.
you know what? You don't want to be with somebody that's willing to put you on TV and cheat on you and string you along and then try to get back. And it's just the back and forth with, that's the problem I think I have a lot with Gypsy Rose too, is she puts it out there for everybody to see. They're going to talk about it. She's a convicted murderer. Not only that, she's on reality TV. People are going to talk about it. They talk about Teen Mom. They talk about Tyler and Caitlyn right now and stuff. What do people expect who are pro Gypsy? What do you expect people to do? Not talk about it?
And then,
Yeah.
the only reason we're talking about it is because Christy and you set it up so that people talk about you. Let's be for real. All of this, your infamy was because while you were locked away in prison, Christy did her nice little work as stepmommy and said, listen, we got to do this because I need a benefit too.
And Gypsy came out and messed it all up for herself, honestly. Like, dude, so many of us were rooting for you, Gypsy. So many people were rooting for you when we found out you were getting out. So many people believed your bullshit. Honestly, you had a lot of us snowed. Congratulations, you really are a good manipulator. And the fact that you came out today and decided you wanted to yet again victimize your ex-lover who is mentally handicapped. Let's be honest, like, he had the mind of like a 10-year-old. You groomed him in a seductive way, convinced him to play out this act with you, and the first thing you decide to do as a person who wants to talk about advocacy and reform and no cyberbullying, you come off parole and this is what you do. Like, you make me sick, bro.
And let's be honest, if she didn't cyberbully, because that's what she does with her buddies, nobody would be cyberbullying her.
Yeah.
If she would have just came out and lived her life, and I don't care, they go, oh, well, she's trying to live her life. She does it publicly, so the public is going to have an opinion. Go live your life then. Go live your life away. If you want to protect your daughter, protect her. Get out of the spotlight and live your life and protect her. Because what you're doing is you're not. I won't speak ill of that child or anything like that, but you are doing a disservice to her, mother to mother. You are doing a disservice to her.
The second she came out of her cooter, she did a disservice to her. Let's be real. She should not have kids. That is real problem that somebody that unalived their mom is just, and you know what's really crazy? Yeah, we know that Gypsy is disturbed, but Ken willingly signed up to have a baby with the girl who murdered her mom. That's crazy. That's literal insanity.
Yeah, the one who likes to canoodle at night watching Dexter. Red flag, by the way, Ken. You need some education on red flags. I got your back. Not like Gypsy had her mother's back. I'll actually.
He's like, what are you talking about? It's Carlo.
And the
I think
whole
he likes the
basis
stare
of
of it all.
Dexter, too, for her to like that, the whole basis of that show, honestly, is he gets the bad guys. That's all I'm saying. If you know the show, you know what I mean.
Even though he's a murderer, he murders the murderers, the bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody got his number laying around?
Right? Man, don't run into anybody
Don't
named
say
Dexter
that, because
this
that's going to be
weekend.
twisted and put out, oh, they're threatening her.
Oh,
I just want to
Jesus
ask if
Christ.
he's a fan.
Well, are we
I wanna know if
already?
he's a fan.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, if she had stayed out of the limelight, like a lot of this would not even be coming up. A lot of this never would have come up if it wasn't for the show, if it wasn't for social media, if it wasn't for all the interviews, if it wasn't for all the bullshit PR stunts that Gypsy and her team pulled. Like, a lot of us wouldn't have put all these pieces together and come together and had these conversations and really figured this shit out. So really, at the end of the day, she has nobody to be mad at and nobody to blame but herself.
That's the truth. There's that. Seriously.
That's
And
true.
to see, go ahead. Yeah, it is true. I mean, I don't know. She sits here and acts like this is some great, like, honey, it's the day you got off parole from murdering your mother. Like, you want to celebrate this day? By all means, celebrate it. Not really something I would put in the celebratory pile, but, you know, I'm off of parole from my prison sentence from when I killed my mother. I mean, you want to celebrate that? By all means, celebrate. Oh, that's all right. I'll be okay.
I'm sure she's looking at another Sano right now in memory of.
Yeah, and then she's gonna sit there and, you know, 1 minute my mother's this horrible. Well, her mother's always a horrible person to her, but you know, you were bringing up the Turpin kids before, and I want to put this out there. You know, they never killed their parents. They never. When you speak to them today, even though they're angry at their parents and they know they were abused and they don't know if they can ever like really forgive their parents for the abuse, they still say that they love their parents. Like they still are like, you know, there are things they, you know, still appreciative for. Gypsy never had that version of the victimness. Like, you know what I mean? She never really had that, like, it's my mother's this horrible person. She's evil. She's the devil. She did this to me. No, my life sucked. No, she never did anything good for me. She deserved to die. Like, it really doesn't work like that. Because if my mother...
She went from, I didn't even know she died. Wait.
Oh,
I love my mom. I would never hurt her.
Did she off herself? Did she off herself? Like, she had her suicidal in the interrogation. Now she has hearing voices and, butterflies. Ooh, like she's a real big threat to you then, Gypsy. Butterfly. Like, seeing shit. And, there's a shadow. Like, come on now.
Yep. And
he was so unstable and so sick, but she was the biggest threat to you? Come on, I can't handle it.
Well, you know what? And going back to the Turpin kids, like Gypsy wants to talk about, you know, I was locked away. My mom kept me in the house. I didn't have any contact with the outside world. Who saw the body cam footage when the Turpin girl finally got with the police? Like, she wasn't even able to read a street sign. She didn't even know what a street sign was, bro.
Yeah, she was just reading numbers off the envelope.
Her response was, I don't know what medications is.
Literally no clue about anything.
What's your address? She read the numbers on the bottom of the envelope. She didn't know what an address was. But you know what she did know? 17 years in captivity, being beat, starved, all of it. She knew she was 17 now. She knew she was 17.
How about that? All them years locked away and she was able to count to 17.
And there was no candles on her birthday cake because she never got cake. She never got a birthday. They never celebrated birthdays. So she didn't know by the candles on her cake. You're the one who didn't have candles on your cake. That means you had a cake. She didn't even get the cake. Just saying.
You know, Gypsy didn't think none of this through because I think she forgot that there would actually be footage.
Yeah. I'm telling you. You know what? And I don't want her to go out this weekend and make a mess and havoc on the world. And you know what I mean? I hope she doesn't manipulate anybody. I hope she doesn't get drunk and hurt anybody. I hope she doesn't, you know, I just truly believe that inside her soul, she knows that she's an evil person. I don't care if that hurts her feelings or hurts her friends' feelings, or I truly believe that she is an evil person. And so I really hope that she doesn't get out this weekend and show people who she truly is, because that's fucking scary. I hope that maybe she can learn to contain it like Dexter did and only sneak at night and do it. Like, don't sit there and learn to control it because I don't know that she can. I really hope she doesn't go out there and hit anybody. And do I think she's going to go and stab somebody in the back? No. Do I think that she will manipulate somebody or tear them down so mentally that they'll do something to themselves? Absolutely. Because look what she did to her husband. That was your husband. You at one point in time loved that man. I have ex-husbands. I still love my ex-husband. That was a man that you married, that you made a vow to, that you had to have loved at some point, right? That you did all of that horrible shit to.
She can't love. She's not capable of that. She's not capable.
Well, she claimed she loved her mama too, so
She's
we
not
all know how
capable of
that
love.
went.
No, I really truly don't believe. It's not even just love. I don't know that she's capable of too many things. I don't know that
She just knows how to mimic them. She's studied other people. She has studied all her cartoon shows and her Disney movies and all of that, and she has studied personalities and relationships to try and emulate that.
Yeah.
That's why she wanted a Prince Charming, and that's why she had that picture of Rapunzel. You know, like that's literally she is a Disney girl at heart, like in her head. She is a Disney princess. That's wild.
Yeah. Because the moment Ruby, like she really does live in this fantasy world. Yep.
Like to think that you lay in bed at night and see yourself at your big age as a really like
What is she, 34?
crazy.
She's 34, right? 33?
Yeah. 33, 35.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's 34.
What are y'all
And
gonna
I
do
just
for
see
her
the-
birthday this year?
I just see the immaturity too. Like, you know, she says, "Oh, I'm, you know, so proud of myself" and stuff like that. You know, the last year, if I've seen anything, it's been immaturity. You have a child. You were married, okay, and then you want to get
Thank you for
married
the
again
gifts.
to Ken, and it's just the grow up. Like, if you're not grown up, if you still think life is a Disney princess as you post, why did you have a child? First of all, you shouldn't have right away after getting out. You should have lived life. If you want to live life now, you should have waited to have a kid. But you didn't. You jumped on that, and I'm just annoyed about the autism thing, her speaking on autism. It really bothers me with it.
Well, she's gonna piss a lot of people off, so it's kind of
Well,
good
she
that
pissed
she's
me
doing
off
that.
on that because my son is autistic.
You know what
And-
I find? Y'all are reporting this live so hard. But if it's not the truth and it's all lies, why y'all reporting so hard? So hard. Just saying.
Man, we got Bree and them over there stressed.
They are.
They said Gypsy went live. That's
Bree's over there
so
losing it.
funny.
I'm sure she did. I'm sure she did. It hurts. Sure it does.
I mean, and you know, the thing is if anybody defends themselves against her, or talks about it, they actually become a victim of hers. And she doesn't understand that. And that's such a bad look. I mean, look how the media has portrayed her after she posted to Ryan and how she hits 10 times harder back and blah, 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 all this. That was not a good look. I mean, you got Bunny XO saying, hey, I think that's weird.
Yeah.
You've got TMZ. You've got other people that she thinks that she's up there with, celebrity-wise, quote unquote, that are like, that's not how you act.
Yeah.
That
Okay, I'm
in
gonna
itself.
come back on
is
my
awful.
my iPad so I could screen record.
What do you? Oh, is she
I'm coming
live?
back on my iPad. So
You should play it.
yeah.
Actually, on that note, guys, I've been live for a
Okay.
minute. I think I'm gonna get down If you guys want to go live, I'll hop in your chat. If one of you guys want to take over.
Okay.
I've got to get out there. My husband just brought in dinner, so I've got to get out there and eat with the kids. So,
All right.
but thank you
Bless
to
you.
everybody in the
Go
chat.
eat. Thank you
Thank
for
you
having
guys
us
so
up.
much.
Bye,
Thank you all
everyone.
for the
Thank you for the
gifts.
gifts.
Thank you,
Yes,
everyone.
thank you everybody for the gifts. Thank you for helping me reach my goal with the heart knees, guys. We got 463,000 likes on this live. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for everybody who came up. Thank you for everybody for chatting. Thank you for my mods. You guys did amazing in the chat. It was pristine. I was reading. There was no issues. So again, thank you all. I will, guys, and I really meant it though. I am going to be doing lives both here and on YouTube. So if you're not following me on YouTube, it's Ivory Rose Nose over on YouTube. And if you are not following me now, don't forget to follow me here. But I will be going back from the beginning. I think that to remind people who she really is now that she's out in society off parole, I think would be a justice. I really do. So I think we're going to go back and take this all the way back to the beginning and remind the newbies and even remind her what the truth actually is. So
And
I
you
just
know
want to
what's
put that out there, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Can I just say, hold on, can I say one thing?